Successive American presidents at a given point in time had realized that interfering too much in the Middle East is a perfect recipe for a strategic disaster. Interventions in Syria, Libya, Iraq, and Egypt didn't turn out to be great experiments. And Biden, well, the man went as far as interfering in Saudi Arabia's internal affairs in a subtle regime change attempt, and now is facing a political crisis back home. Hi and welcome. You're watching TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I'm your host Atul Mishra, and in this video, I will tell you how Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, or MBS, could eventually topple the Biden administration in the near future. Let's begin. US President Joe Biden hates the Saudi Crown Prince and its de facto leader, Mohammed bin Salman. This is no secret. Biden made his hatred for MBS clear during the 2020 presidential polls campaign itself. For the past 1 year or so, Biden has been trying to unseat MBS. He has failed, of course. And now, MBS is making Biden's life difficult by not complying with his requests for increasing oil output in order to cool down rising prices and inflation. This actually puts Biden in a precarious position ahead of the US midterm polls. MBS has been changing Saudi Arabia's image as an archaic theological kingdom with his inclusive policies and a touch of modernity in his approach. But Biden loves the old Saudi Arabia. So soon after coming to power, he started nudging ailing King Salman to replace his son Mohammed bin Salman with Mohammed bin Naif, the previous crown prince. Hey, it's me Atul. I started this channel. We started small, we went big. Suddenly, the whitey police was after us. We dodged and ducked, but the algos got us really bad. So we designed our own app. It's free. We never asked for money, we never will. But the droid called us too sensitive and blocked us. We still have an Apple app. Join us and fast, because if you don't, we will cease to exist. Check out the link in the description. Biden had in any case reached out to King Salman and downgraded ties with the Arab powers' de facto ruler, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. He wanted to delete the legacy of the last few years in which MBS became the overarching power center in Riyadh and the larger region. An interventionist, Biden actually went as far as fanning the flames in the House of Saud in a bid to unseat Mohammed bin Salman. The political situation in Saudi Arabia is such that Mohammed bin Salman is modernizing the kingdom and is taking it far away from Islamic conservatism. However, the clergy and ultra-conservative Islamic leaders in the House of Saud are opposing his reforms agenda tooth and nail. Islamic scholars, princes from the governing House of Saud, and ordinary conservative Saudis are alleged to be enraged by the prince's changes, and they would love nothing more than to depose or assassinate the de facto ruler of the kingdom. And Biden has been tactfully using this situation to undermine and sideline MBS. He even stepped up engagement with King Salman. He discussed issues like Yemen and Iran's nuclear program with the king in what seemed like a desperate quid pro quo attempt. Biden wants King Salman to unseat MBS, and in return, the US would supposedly help Saudi Arabia on key geopolitical issues. Despite his desperate efforts, Biden has failed to unseat or even isolate MBS. You see, the Saudi Crown Prince is still in firm control of Riyadh's affairs, and Biden administration's efforts to weaken him have fallen flat on their face. Meanwhile, antagonizing MBS seems to be making Biden's life difficult back home. As per The Intercept, Saudi Arabia has shot down Biden's request to hike oil output and ease rising prices and inflation. This is for the second time that Saudi Arabia has shot down US President's pleas on oil production since August last year. Now, you need to understand what it means. Just to give you some context, inflation is becoming a huge political issue in the United States of America. In fact, it is so problematic an issue for Biden that on being asked about it, he even cursed Fox News reporter Peter Ducey and called him a stupid son of a, well, female dog.
Question. What a stupid son of a bitch.
So if Saudi Arabia doesn't agree on increasing oil output, petrol prices could remain high in the run-up to the crucial midterm elections in the US. And it is quite likely that the American voters blame Biden for soaring inflation and bad ties with Saudi Arabia. So, they will punish the Democratic Party candidates in the upcoming polls, and the Democrats will themselves blame Biden for their electoral losses. So Biden will definitely face problems during the 2024 Democratic Party presidential primaries. And Biden feels that increased oil production in Saudi is also important for global recovery, as the ongoing geopolitical instability is affecting the US too. Russia is unlikely to increase oil output, given the new lows to which Washington-Moscow ties have deteriorated. If Saudi Arabia also keeps its output low, then Biden is staring at a really big problem. A senior Democrat congressional staffer told The Intercept that it seems like the Saudis are using the oil weapon against the Democrats. So karma is hitting back Biden. He was trying to unseat MBS, but it is MBS who is actually going to unseat Biden.